to Hot Roster today, the last looks and the last look at us for the week as we round out this Friday edition of the show, talking some NHL and, of course, some NBA basketball, because for as much as everyone was focused this week on the Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant revenge situation, Derrick Rose is in Chicago tonight, so we got to talk about that from a Hot Roster perspective as well. But let's start with the NHL shootout card available to you tonight. 3 games on the ice in the first matchup. And Cam, you know, with these short slates, we get a lot of matchups with 2 teammates, which always makes things a little interesting. So Corey Perry versus Ryan Getzlaf, his line mate. Getzlaf is a half-point fantasy underdog. These guys going up against the Arizona Coyotes. So a primo matchup, but they both get that matchup. So who you taking?
Yeah, it's really tough, Gary. You want to break it down right now? Perry's played 11 games. He's got 8 points. Getzlaf's played 9 games. He's got 8 points. The one advantage to Perry is 6 more penalty minutes of the game. When you break it down, both, though, 3 power play points. It's absolutely nuts. It's like mirror images of each other. They're the one thing I like about Perry, a few more shots in the situation. He's a slight favorite. I'm going to lean Perry, but I'll tell you, Hot Roster, this is a very, very tough matchup. You guys did a good job with this one. It could go either way.
And it's actually strangely reminiscent of a matchup we talked about 2 weeks back when it was Wayne Simmons against Claude Giroux.
Yes.
And I think the thing that we both agreed on in that matchup is kind of the same principle you have to use here, where both these guys are fantastic. They both have the same matchup. Arizona hemorrhages shots to opposing teams, so maybe you lean Perry in that aspect anyway, 11 more shots this season. But you got to look at this line and go, okay, it could come down to who assists the goal and who scores the goal. And right now, if I have to pick one of these 2 guys to be on the scoring end of that equation, it's going to be Corey Perry, assisted by Ryan Getzlaf. So I'm going to take Corey Perry in a very tight matchup, as Cam was talking about. Okay, another one of these situations, Gustav Nyquist against Thomas Tatar. These guys get the Winnipeg Jets. Tatar has not exactly been lighting the world on fire this season, and Nyquist leads the Red Wings in points scored. So on paper, maybe this seems like kind of an easy one.
Yeah, this one for camera too. My buddy Mikey here. If you're looking at the Breeders' Cup, you want to take Nyquist. I hope he's not NyQuil tonight, because I'll tell you something. The tartar sauce, it's off. Brutal, brutal stuff right now, Garen. We're waiting for this guy to break out, but I will tell you something about tartar sauce. This guy likes to shoot the puck. That's one thing. So if you like him in the matchup, he'll get you shots. But look at that. 3 points. Come on, Tartar. What are you doing to me? You're killing me. Tatar, Tartar, whatever you call it. It's not good enough. Give me NyQuil. Give me Nyquist.
I am intrigued by the sort of like normalization regression thing you could possibly have going here with
I don't
Thomas
like waiting
Tatar.
for guys,
I know you don't. I know you don't.
It's like Allen Robinson. Stop waiting. He's not doing it.
And I know you don't want to buy in until he's actually shown it. And shots are kind of one of those things too. It could be a lot like Brent Burns. I know he's leading the league in shots, but when you take him from the blue line, they're not exactly the highest of quality, so you might not score. But right now, among guys who have taken at least 30 shots, and Tatar falls in that category, he's taken 31 so far this season, only one player has a lower shooting percentage or scoring percentage than Tatar, and it's James Neal. Right now, it's
James Neal.
3.2%. I got to figure, if you're taking that volume of shots, more than 3% of them are going to go behind the goalie at some point. Tonight's the night. I'm taking Thomas Tatar.
He's taking the sauce.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to regret that one tomorrow.
Might want some NyQuil with your sauce.
I hope it's NyQuil tonight and not Nyquist. Max Pacioretty, over under 4 points. We talk about Patches a lot. Has not taken the level of shots we're used to seeing so far this season. Has not played well his last 2 games. Scoreless with just 3 shots on goal. However, he gets the Blue Jackets, and we talk about how Arizona is a team that is playing a wide open style of hockey for their opponent. The only team that is allowing more shots than Columbus is that Arizona Coyote team. So does Pacioretty get 4 points together here, Cam?
Garen, you are the human calculator, and you're a very, very bright guy, but I'm going to tell you something about CBJ. Actually, the Columbus Blue Jackets have been good recently. 2-0 3-3-0-2. That's the goals that they've given up. Sure, they're hemorrhaging shots, but Bobrovsky's played every single game with these guys. His goals against average is a 2. So you know what? Actually, when you look at Columbus recently, they've been playing good defensive hockey. Sure, they give up some shots from the perimeter, and Pacioretty, this looks easy. Oh, it's going to go over. But I'm telling you, the new and improved Columbus Blue Jackets, I love the situation for them tonight. Montreal feeling all good. They got dominated at home by Vancouver. Sorry, I'm going with Sergei and Columbus. Sign me up with the Jackets and keep digging. Under for Pacioretty.
I think I got to go under, too. I will say the NHL schedule makers should probably, well, Columbus should get those schedule makers a nice gift, because right now the reason Bobrovsky's been able to play every game, they only have 8 games so far this season. Some teams have played 12.
McElhinney's not a great backup.
No, but if Bobrovsky's going to be in net tonight, I'm going to take the under. Okay, I talked about some NBA props. You know how we do these, Cam. These are not the actual matchups appearing on the Hot Roster cards tonight, but these are players who will appear on those cards, and you're definitely going to see Derrick Rose tonight because he's in a revenge spot against the Chicago Bulls. He has averaged 23 hot roster points a game so far this season, so that is the number we will use here. Does he go over or under those 23 points?
I'm going over. Revenge spot. Gary, you talk about points alone, 16, 19, 13, 17. You chuck in a couple rebounds and assists, he will get over the number. What do you got for me, calculator?
I got to take over on this number too. Sometimes it's about raw human emotion. He's going to chuck up so many shots in this contest. And I will say too, there's room to grow for Derrick Rose because that number is low. He's been scoring. He just doesn't do anything else. Right now, his assist rate, 15.8%. Career assist rate, 31.8. Even if you take out the MVP years, like, it's been a lot better the last couple too. So he's going to start getting some assists as he eases his way into that New York Knicks offense. Let's look at the other side of the ball for a second because Dwayne Wade also playing in this contest for the Bulls. 24 is his average so far this season. Does he get over or under that number? I'm
a little bit concerned, Gary, with the 1 for 6 from three-point land in his attempts. So he's not been shooting the ball that great. I'm going to go under for D. Wade tonight, even in an emotional game.
I think I have to go under too because right now, as you said, for some reason, and I guess it's because they have Jimmy Butler, they have Rajon Rondo bringing up the ball, but Dwayne Wade's trying to find a role on this team. He seemed to pick shooting three-pointers. That is not your strength, Dwayne Wade. Stop doing that. I mean, right now, 23% of his shots have come from beyond the arc so far this season. Career, 9% because he's a 28% career three-point shooter. Stop taking threes. He's hitting them at 40% right now. That is not going to keep happening. Cam, what a week. What
I love it, buddy.
We've had here on Hot Roster today. We've broken down some NFL, some NHL, and some NBA. So for Cam Stewart, I'm Gary and Thorne. That was Hot Roster today. We'll see you next week.